pertains to COVID, to other issues that we've had. I want to start off by thanking our employees here with the City of Montgomery and the work they've been doing to really address some of the challenges that we've seen in the last few days from Hurricane Sally. I certainly want to thank all those who volunteers, even who helped fill sandbags, those that did some street cleaning throughout the night in coordination with great partners like Alabama Power and Dixie Electric and others. Montgomery EMA was on top of everything while continuing to monitor, on the other hand, our COVID-19 statistics and challenges that we have there. And this coordination has been very key to our success, has been very key to the collaboration that we've been able to bring together. And so, to have everyone from the frontline workers that we've had prepared during the challenges and the forecasting of Hurricane Sally all the way through it and then after has been tremendously helpful. And to have the volunteers helping along with that has also played a big role. So I want to start by thanking those folks and certainly want to say we appreciate their effort. This Tuesday, I'm going to shift gears very quickly. We celebrated National Voter Registration Day. And this entire week, we're observing the National Voter Registration Week of Action. We're only weeks away from one of the most important elections this country has seen, and it's important for us, I think, as the birthplace of the civil rights movement, to play a role in that and to look at ways that our government can help assist in this process. And along with that, we realize there are also challenges because of COVID-19 and how people feel about going to exercise their right to vote and how many people will vote. We know that they're going to be voting more by absentee ballot this year, but we want to make sure that we set an example along with other cities, such as the city of Atlanta, in allowing our opportunities, allowing our employees the opportunity to go vote and giving them more time off to vote as well. This will be paid time off that we want to make sure we communicate, because we know that there may be some challenges logistically for people voting. So we want to do our part by setting an example by issuing an executive order to give our city employees more time off to go vote and participate in the selection process. And it's important for a number of reasons, and I will touch on those in just a second. But the executive order that I've issued gives city employees 1 hour of paid time off to vote during the in-person absentee voting period between now and October the 29th. It also gives city employees 2 hours of paid time off to vote on election day, just in case there are challenges with getting in and out of the voting precincts, or whether or not there are challenges that may present themselves at the ballot box. And so what this executive order allows and directs our Chief of Staff, Chip Hill, to do is to work with county election officials, the probate judge's office, and others to offer city support and resources for voting. And that also includes the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office and the Board of Registrars. Will have access to any support from the city and resources for voting that we can offer. And that may include a use of city facilities as additional polling places. It also directs my Chief of Staff to engage with the United States Postal Service to understand the impact on voting by mail, despite some of the challenges that have been presented with some of the cuts to the United States Postal Service. We want to make sure if there's any role we can play to assist them, that we can play a role to assist in that endeavor. Now, part of this goes back to my time as probate judge and serving as a chief election official of the county. Part of it also is in response to the current climate that we're in nationally surrounding voting and the challenges surrounding voter suppression and voter political misinformation that is being spread. And the other part, again, plays a role in how cities and how we as mayors can assist in this process to make our democracy even stronger. And so we want to challenge the private sector and those business leaders and organizational leaders to also use us as an example as well, to maybe look at giving their employees paid time off between now and October 29th, but also an expanded paid time off to go vote on election day itself. And I believe that this may be a signal that we can collaborate around for all of those in this country to make our election day truly a holiday and one that allows everyone to go vote and not have to worry about having to get back to work or how they're going to take off work, but to participate in this process, to participate in the greatest part of our democracy, and that is that of one man equaling one vote. And I think if we can remove some of the barriers, if we can remove some of the obstacles as government, as private sector leaders, then again, we're able to invite more people to participate in the process, and we're able to invite more people to be invested in this democracy and its outcomes as well. I also want to say that along with this, the city is going to update platforms such as 311, our website, and our social media channels to have updated voter information. We also believe that's very important to assist our county and to assist our state and others in terms of providing accurate, up-to-date voting information that we want to make sure anyone who's calling 311 can get that information, or anyone who may be utilizing social media will have access as well. We also believe that all of these things are important because we have a very important local issue on the ballot, and actually it's on the back of the ballot. We have a very important issue as it relates to the funding of our public schools that we'll be voting on for the first time in over 25 years. I cannot stress enough as a mayor of the city how important it is for our educational future, for our economic development, and for the overall health and well-being of this community that we vote for more investment in our public schools, in our students, in our teachers, parents, and staff. This initiative would be found, again, on the back of the ballot. So it's important that for those who may not be planning to vote, or those who may be questioning whether or not they should vote, or those who may wondering who to vote for in other offices, that they consider that we have an opportunity for the first time in over 25 years to increase our investment in our students. And that's something that did not come easily. It did not come just by happenstance. It came because there was vision, and because there was courage, and because there was dedication on behalf of many people in this community to bring this referendum forward. And I think that it's very important that those in this community understand that if we want to have schools like we see in Pike Road, like we see in Auburn, like we see in Huntsville and Madison, Mountain Brook, other places across this state, we have to invest in our schools. And so that referendum that will be on the back of the ballot is going to be important regardless of what you may think about other elections that are on the ballot. This time, we need everyone to come out and show their support and vote for more investment and more resources for our public schools so that we can have the type of school system, the type of county, the type of city, and the type of community that Montgomery should have. And it all comes back to how we treat and how we prioritize public education. And so I hope that with all of these things, we can increase our support for our referendum, we can increase our support for public education, and we can increase our support for our students that are in our public schools, and so that they can be something that we can be proud of. They can be something that we can point to as a point of emphasis and as an asset to this community. Quite frankly, we have asked our students and our teachers for far too long to do more with less. And now it's time, I think, for this community to step up and ask those teachers and ask those students to do more with more. And I think if we do that, we give them that opportunity, they will exceed the expectations, they will exceed the potential that we have, and they will exceed anything that we can imagine. And so this is, again, a very important election coming up on November the 3rd, and we want to do everything that we can in our power to support both the possibility and the responsibility for everyone that lives in the city of Montgomery to vote, for everyone that works for the city of Montgomery to go and vote, but also to vote for the future of this community by investing in our public schools. And so I want to highlight those issues, and I want to conclude by also mentioning the passing of the Reverend Robert Gratz and what he meant to this community. And I think when we think about courage and when we think about leadership, we should think about Reverend Gratz and his wife Jeannie and all that they sacrificed many, many years ago. I'm glad that I had on the several chances to tell the Gratzes thank you for their courage and for their commitment to justice. And I think that they heard that, but I think they also just didn't think that they were doing anything special. And I think that's what made their contributions to this city, to this state, and this nation so unique. And I believe it's very important that we honor Reverend Gratz and his memory and all that he gave this community in helping to organize and lead the bus boycott, even in the threat of violence, even in the threat of challenge and hate that came his way for many years. And we honor his passing this week, not only by lowering the flags as we did around the city to half-staff, but we honor it by continuing those things that he stood for and those things that Mrs. Gratz continues to stand for at this time going forward. And so the city of Montgomery is grateful for their citizenship. We're grateful for their leadership, for their love, and for all the things that they've contributed to us. And we will continue to lead in that spirit as they did as well. With that said, I want to open it up for any questions that you may have, and I'll make sure I can answer to the best of my ability. Any questions? Okay, I guess I did a good job then. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it.